Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you're not getting your ring stuck in your hair like me. So anyway, this is going to be a general reading for Aries for May 16th. I was about to say April for some reason, but it's May 16th through May 31st till the end of the month. So it is a general reading. It can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And if it doesn't resonate, you can always get a free birth chart online. Even if you don't know your exact birth time, it'll still give you a pretty basic one. And then you can find out your other placements, like for instance, what's your sun, rising, moon, and Venus placements. And then you can always check out some of my other zodiac videos here on my channel. But also, even if you read your daily horoscope with different people, it's always fun to know what your other placements are too, because you can get more insight. All right. With that being said, real quick, we're going to get into your cards in just a second. I've shuffled all your cards here, Aries, and your couple oracle cards at the end I've pulled already as well. So I just wanted to say too that, Cleo, stop. Sorry, my dogs, guys. That whenever you see this message, it is meant for you since time is fluid and relative. So for instance, it could resonate 6 months in the past, in the future 6 months, okay? It can be 6 days, it can be 6 weeks, 6 hours, who knows, right? Maybe not that fast, but it all depends, right? It's relative. So I wanted to mention that. And then one more thing is that if you're not watching the live and you want to pull up a picture or pull up the picture that I'm going to take at the end of all the cards while you watch or listen, or just to have at a later time, you can do that by just clicking in the description box below and following the instructions there. And the last thing I was going to say is that if you do like this video and you want to subscribe, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel as well. And if you want to subscribe, it is free. And so all you have to do is click on the bottom bell icon and make sure that it's active. And it'll just let you know when I put out new videos, okay? And I think you can customize it too. You can have it for all videos, or you can have it just for the Aries videos, or whatever sign you want to, or you can do all too. So anyway, let's get started here, Aries. So we're going to do, like I normally do, a little sound bell here for some general healing and grounding for the reading. Also, if you're new, welcome. And if you've come back, welcome back. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen, or you can even fast forward if you're watching this later and you just want to get to the reading. Okay. All right. That was a good one. I hope so. All right. And I hope everyone is doing good, day or night, whenever you see this and wherever you are in the world. I can't remember if I said that in the beginning or not, but it's always good to say it again, you know, just in case somebody needs to hear it a second time. Or maybe I'm just, you know, I need to hear it a second time. Who knows? Anyway, be patient with me, guys. Okay, here we go, Aries. Let's call out your cards. And I've set my timer here. Okay, so real quick, Aries, if you've been here before, you know the deal. But if you're new, we're going to do the next 2 weeks, right? So starting, the first row is starting around today, May 16th, going through the rest of this week and this upcoming weekend. And then the second row is the last week and weekend of May till about the 31st or so. It's not exact. It can even go a couple days into June. So just always keep that in mind. All right. So you have 9 of Staves upright, or 9 of Wands upright, the Sun in reverse, the Emperor upright. There you go. That's you, right? We'll get into that more later. The Queen of Staves, or the Queen of Wands upright, the Ten of Cups upright, and the Temperance upright. Okay, so let's go in order here. And then we'll also get to your confirmation cards that are on the outside here. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Cleo, come here. No, leave the kitty alone. No, get your butt. Let's. Don't be an Aries. No, I'm just kidding. She actually wants to play, but it translates as barking, and the cat's like, I don't know what you mean. Anyway, Aries, let's get into your reading here. All right. So you're starting off your reading here with the Nine of Staves in the upright position, or Nine of Wands, as they call it in other decks, okay? And you can see, also before I say what the card, energy of the card is, this is the Ancestral Path Tarot that I'm using for your main 6 here. So it has Native American, Celtic, Japanese, Egyptian. It has like a little bit of some different cultures here. So, and also Africa too. I guess, I know Egypt is in Africa, but then there's like a second Africa one. But it doesn't say where in Africa. Anyway, so this is, guys, you're not going to get any treats tonight for your special treats. Get over here. Hermes. Nope. Can I please? You know what I'm doing when I sit here. I'm working, doing readings. Get over. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Nine of Staves, right? Nine of Wands upright. You see this, young man in this kind of like African scene here. Okay, he's in the grassland somewhere. And this talks about kind of like a rite of passage energy, I was trying to think of that phrase the other day when I was talking about Joseph Campbell. So when you get to certain cultures, when you get to a certain age, you have to go through some type of test or something. And this makes you ready for the next stage of your life. So this kind of talks a little bit about that energy, but of course, as a general reading, it's not going to relate to everyone. Okay. But of course, even if your culture doesn't have those, which a lot of people don't, right? You could be going through your own kind of rite of passage in some way here. But really, this is almost 10, right? Because it's 9. It's almost completion of something. And so this talks about possible endings being on the horizon and new beginnings. But when you see this guy here, he's like really tired, okay? He's on his knees. He's taking a moment to take a little rest before continuing on. And the energy of the Nine of Wands sometimes is like wanting to give up when you're so close, Aries, to whatever your goal is or what you're trying to manifest in your life, with work or project or relationship, whether romantic or platonic or family, friends, again, always take it how it resonates for you here. But, this is kind of like just that kind of energy, like I've been on this journey for so long, maybe I'll just rest here for a little bit. But if you do that, Aries, just don't stay there forever, right? It's okay to take a rest, but don't completely give up when you're so close, right? 9 almost being 10. Okay, well, let's keep going here and see how things play out. So your second card here, Aries, is the Sun in reverse. And besides the Nine of Staves that we just talked about, or the Nine of Wands, the Sun in reverse is really your only negative card. Okay, so 2 cards can be called negative, even though they're not negative. They're just like a warning or, telling you to look at certain aspects. Okay, but only 2 are kind of negative, right? And out of 6, the other 4 are really amazing. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so when the Sun is in reverse, and then this card is like kind of an Egyptian scene here. Okay, so I'll show you just for reference. When it's right side up, it's like this light coming out of this pyramid, and you have some Egyptian symbols like a scarab. It looks like the Eye of Horus. I don't know what the other one is because it just looks like a little painting. Okay, but anyway, the Sun. Okay. When it comes out in your deck and it's in the reverse position, this talks about there could be something that you're not fully understanding. The Sun is about enlightenment, aha moments, revelations, spiritual downloads, just being like, oh my God, I finally get it now, right? The Sun card also talks about youthful energy. It talks about courage. It talks about forward momentum, okay? Because normally and sometimes in other decks, when you see this card, you see a young man on a horse or even a child, right, going forward, okay? So this could be in the reverse position saying you could be not embracing your inner child enough, or there could be people who have a younger spirit around you or are actually children or younger that could help you, but you're not seeing it. You're not being open to it. Okay, so again, take it how it resonates. But I really feel like the main thing is just that there could be something you're not fully understanding and not having this aha, I get it now moment yet. Okay. And this is where my guides wanted me to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck, okay? So the Llewellyn deck is the one we'll do it after this. Excuse me, they're the confirmation cards with the yellow border here. So anyway, so what was on the top was the Seven of Cups in reverse, and what was on the bottom was the Judgment card in reverse. And just excuse my, I had a little fire damage there. But I'll turn it around for you so you can still kind of see what's going on here. But anytime we talk about what was on the top and the bottom of the deck, this is energy from the recent past. What is recent? You have to ask yourself that, okay? But energy that's like underneath your reading and why we're getting certain cards. But I really feel like this energy speaks to the first two cards, not so much the other cards in the deck, okay? So when you see the Seven of Cords, that's weird, Seven of Cups, I don't know why I said chords. Sorry. This is actually how you want to see this card, okay? Because it means you're finally coming to a decision about something, okay? So when it's right side up, you see this woman with her hand out, like, I don't know which cup to pick. Every cup has different options, different choices, circumstances, people, whatever, how you want to relate to it. But flying out of her hand are these little tiny butterflies that speak of the change, like right behind the corner. There can be a little bit of dark night of the soul energy, feeling lost, okay, when it's right side up. But either way for you, this is in the past because you've already come out of that energy or you still are, okay? And that's good because that means you've kind of made your decision about something and you're not so lost or confused, okay? Now, the Judgment card in the reverse position, I'm going to show you right side up so you can kind of see what's going on here. But there's a guy at the bottom laying down. Okay, he's dead. He's in the grave, right? And then there's a man at the top coming down to visit him, okay, or actually wake him up. When you think of the Judgment, and like and mentioned in the Bible and all that kind of stuff, right? It talks about something being reborn or rebirthed or being weighed and judged. And if you pass the good deeds test or whatever this says in the Bible, then you can be born again and taken to the new life or whatever, okay? Right? That's one way of depicting it. And this Celtic card is kind of showing that energy, okay? But it's in reverse, okay? So this could say a couple different things for you, Aries. It could say that in the recent past, something wasn't judged correctly, something wasn't weighed correctly, something wasn't justified. If somebody did something or you did something, it wasn't earned, okay? But it also could be that if there's something that that wants to be reborn or rebirthed or restarted, it could be when it's in the reverse. When it's in the reverse position, sorry, it could be saying that in the recent past, it wasn't quite time yet for that to happen as well. Okay. And also, you know, when these cards are kind of wanting to come out, when we talk about the sun in the reverse position, and I'm saying that that means you don't have all the information or you haven't had that, oh my God, moment I get it yet. It's like one card is saying you've made a decision, you're not lost anymore. And then the other card is kind of saying, you know, I'm still kind of not sure all the way. Do I want to restart this thing? Was it judged correctly? That kind of energy, okay? But I don't think that you stay in this energy for very long, Aries, because here you are showing up in your third card. You're the Emperor, okay? The Emperor represents the Aries energy in the tarot. Okay, so here you are confident. Here you are balancing masculine and feminine energies. You feeling like you have a lot of support around you with him on the throne. Okay, the ability to see things from a higher perspective with the bird over here. Um, okay, so this is really nice energy, and it's always like a good sign or a good omen when your own tarot card comes out in your deck, and especially when it's in the right side up position. Okay, so this could be saying that you are coming into more of your energy towards the end of this week or this weekend. You could be feeling more in your power, or your old self, or however you want to, talk about it. It could also be saying you're dealing with another Aries for some of you, or you just have like extra Aries in your chart. It really just depends. But I would say for most of you, it's just talking about getting back into your element, feeling more like yourself, okay, and very confident and abundant. And so that's good. So let's keep going here. Now, your fourth card here is the Queen of Staves in the upright position, or Queen of Wands upright is what it's called in other decks. So you see this beautiful Egyptian queen here and the Nile River in the background. Okay. And so this is, this is royal energy. Okay. So it could be also, since it's coming after the Emperor, that there could be somebody around you that's kind of like mirroring your energy, or it could just be the opposite of the masculine and feminine, right? Like no, like genders aside, okay? But I also feel like because she looks so she has this quiet confidence about herself, like in this picture her eyes are actually closed, okay? And so when you see water in certain tarot decks, or most of them, it talks about emotions, right? So I really feel like she's mastered her emotions. They're in control. They're not making her out of control, okay? And she just has this peaceful energy about her. But there's a lot of green in the card as well, talking about abundance. Again, she's a queen just like the Emperor, so she's got a lot of support. People come around her. What do you need? What do you want? That kind of thing. People come to her for answers as well. But this is really nice energy that could be starting around next week for you, Aries. All right. And then your fifth card here, which is really beautiful to see. Like I said, the next couple cards you get are really positive. This is the 10 of Cups in the upright position. So 10, right, is completion. You could have completed something, okay? And you are having some type of celebration right here, even if you didn't complete anything, okay? This is all about emotional contentment and fulfillment, because all the cups are in the right side up position, okay? I don't even think you see cups in this card, but we know what it is, obviously, okay? But it's all about the cups are all about emotional fulfillment and emotional contentment, okay? So something here towards the second week is making you really happy, and you might be celebrating that with other people as well. So this is really nice. Again, abundant energy and moving forward. And then your last card here, Aries, in the main six, is the Temperance card. So this Temperance energy talks about balance, okay? It talks about balance between the spiritual world and the physical 3D world, right? Like paying your bills and all that stuff. And then over here, tarot readings would be like more spiritual, okay? But it's also talking about the conscious, subconscious, okay? But you see this woman here in this Native American kind of depiction, okay? And so she's pouring water from one bowl into the other, and then she has one foot in land and one foot in the water, okay? And it's a very peaceful energy as well. This card speaks about patience, okay? So this could be telling you that you need to be patient with something, Aries. It could be saying that you are needing more balance, or you've already started to be more balanced with something. And so you should just continue with that. And for some of you, since this is a Sagittarius card, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, or you could have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart. But again, always take it how it resonates for you. But regardless of which zodiac sign is here or not, this is really nice energy. And it almost feels yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of another word besides peace, because I said it feels peaceful. But yeah, all three of these cards, the Queen of Staves upright, the Ten of Cups upright, the Temperance card upright, or maybe not the Ten of Cups because that's more celebration and stuff, but these two cards seem so peaceful, right? So maybe she's contemplating and thinking about a few things, and then comes this celebration, emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment, whatever it may be. And then after that, after the party, right, whatever it is, then you're like, okay, I'm more balanced, I'm more at peace, and I'm going to get back to, whatever I was working on before. But really thankful. I feel like it's grateful energy too. Like you're really could be feeling grateful for something towards the end of May here, Aries, or even the beginning of June. Okay. So with all that being said, let's now get into your confirmation cards here real quickly. So your first one is Eight of Swords in the reverse position. Your second is the Hanged Man in the reverse. And your last one is the Strength card upright. Okay, so we'll go in order here. So the Eight of Swords in the reverse position is another great card to have in the reverse position, okay? So this is, again, energy from the recent past, okay? So before, right, you were trapped by something, you had a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying up late at night, worrying, low energy, even depression for some of you. But now you've started to come out of that, or you're continuing to coming out of that. Okay, and when this is confirmed by the Nine of Staves upright, or the Nine of Wands upright, and the Queen of Staves or Queen of Wands upright, yeah, it's just saying don't give up, right? Because I also said the Eight of Swords could be exhaustion, right? Whether it's mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion, both, right? But when we talked about your Nine of Wands or Nine of Staves in the beginning of the reading, I said you're almost at the end of something and beginning of something new, but you're feeling really exhausted and you might want to give up. This is kind of confirming and reminding you don't give up because you've come so far, okay? And again, with the Queen of Staves or Queen of Wands in the right side up position here, just turn that timer off. It's just saying, before, like, look at the water in this card. It's like raging, right? If the Eight of Swords was upright, and this is in the past, your deep past, not recent past, but deep past, whatever that means for you. Okay, the water's all over the place. She's tied up. She's bound, she's trapped, she's mentally stressed out, and her emotions are all over the place, okay? But then we see with here and here, when this is in the reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Staves upright, that the water is now calming down. The emotions are now calming down, which gives you even more mental clarity, okay? Now, your second confirmation card, oh, I didn't realize it got really quiet. Sorry, guys. Is the Hanged Man in the reverse position, okay? And this is confirming the Sun in reverse and the Ten of Cups upright. So when the Hanged Man is in the reverse position and is confirming the Sun in reverse, this is kind of a little bit we spoke about earlier, where there's this enlightenment or understanding of something, or youthful energy or spirit or people, youthful people that could help you with something. And the reason why you were having a hard time, right? And maybe more in the beginning of this week doing those things is because you didn't want to look at something from another perspective with the Hanged Man in the reverse position. And you also weren't all the way grounded yet about something, okay? So when the Hanged Man is in the right side up position, you see this guy, and he's hanging from these ropes right in the center here, but you see all these beautiful roots from the trees coming up around this building here, and so that's that grounding energy, okay? So the Hanged Man, sometimes you actually see him upside down, but that's the point, is like it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't show it like that in this deck, but he's looking at something from a different perspective or different angle, and is really beneficial to him. But it just says don't stay there forever because you have to ground yourself. So when it's in the reverse position for you, it's saying if you could just look at something from a different perspective or angle, or actually start to reground yourself or not stay there forever, then you can hopefully turn, both of these cards, but turn the Sun right side up and get your enlightenment about something. Oops. All right. Now, you know, it looks like I think you do get your enlightenment in some way, Aries, here because you come into your energy, and then right, your next four cards were like super positive. That came after the sun in reverse. But yeah, I would say that when the Ten of Cups is upright and it's confirmed by the Hangman in reverse, it could be saying kind of the same thing I was saying before, just like a couple seconds ago, where with the Hangman reverse, you don't want to stay upside down forever. You don't want to stay constantly taking everyone's opinion or like looking at something from like 200 different ways of looking at it, because after a while you're going to exhaust yourself and you need to be grounded. So this is just telling you, the more that you can ground yourself and say enough is enough when you've looked at something from a couple different point of views, that then you can come into this more like emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment, happiness about something. Okay. Now, your last confirmation card is this strength card in the right side up position. This is beautiful energy. All right, so you see this man on his horse charging forward through the water, and then you see kind of like this wild boar at the bottom here. Okay, so this is all about passion and courage for momentum with the horse, that wild energy being channeled. Okay, this is really nice energy. Since it is the strength card, it could be saying, I mean, all three fire signs showed up in your reading, Aries, right? You have the Emperor, you have the Temperance, and then you have Strength. So the Strength card represents Leo energy. So again, you could have a lot of Leo in your chart, or the person you're dealing with has a lot of Leo in their chart, or they are a Leo, just like straight up. Or if it's none of those things, it's just the representation of the card, okay? Talking about the passion, the courage for momentum, channeling wild energies for good things, okay? Carrying like a lot of expectations or heavy loads, and being like it's so easy, right? You're just strong, okay? And so when this is coming in and it's confirming the Emperor upright, which is you, and the Temperance card upright, yeah, it's saying the more you get into your element and remember that you have a lot of support around you, that you are going to balance your masculine and feminine sides within yourself and see things from a higher perspective. Okay, the more that you can do that, you will become even stronger and move forward. And when the Strength card is confirmed by, when the Strength card is confirming the Temperance, I said it backwards, it's the same thing, really. This is basically saying what I was saying before, all about balance, right? So if you think of the Strength card as physically strong, right? Because it's depicted as a man, right? The stereotypical men are stronger kind of thing, physically anyway, right? It's just a stereotype. I'm using an example. Don't hate me. And then you have this woman over here who's in the water, right? Half in the water. So for me, I feel like it's really saying for you, Aries, if you could balance your physical strength with your mental strength and your spiritual strength, that you would be like unstoppable, okay? Regardless of your gender or whatever you identify as. Okay. And I just realized I forgot to talk about, real quickly, it doesn't matter, it doesn't change your reading or anything, what was on the top and the bottom of your deck here in the ancestral path deck that we have from the main six, okay? So this is again kind of confirming stuff we already talked about, but just in another deck in another way. Okay, so what was on the top was the King of Sacred Circles, which is King of Pentacles upright, and what was on the bottom was Nine of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this is again energy from the recent past that is still lingering on. And if you can remember, you had Eight of Swords and then you have Nine of Swords in reverse. They're both saying you let the anxiety, the feeling trapped, the overthinking, the worry, the depression, the low energy, the exhaustion, whatever it is, you let that go, okay? And you're continuing to let it go, which is good, right? The more you continue to let that shit go, excuse my French or whatever you want to call it, then you will also have the ability to like share your wisdom with others is really what I'm getting, because with the King of Pentacles in this card, with this Native American older figure, he's almost like a grandfather figure, right? In this deck, this card really talks about passing on wisdom to the younger generation or younger people. Okay, so for you, since you've gone through some trials and tribulations and come out okay, right? Well, whatever your age is or other people's ages, it doesn't matter. You can share that wisdom to help other people, and that's so beautiful. All right. So that's your little extra kind of message there that I forgot to talk about. But yeah, that is what I have for you, Aries, regarding your tarot. So real quick before you go, I have some 3 Oracle cards right here. Okay, so your first one is All Paths Lead Home. That's beautiful. And it says inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And there's this woman here, and she's standing in this like circle of stones. And then there's like some space, kind of watery scene in the background. But that's really beautiful. And I think that's a good message for us at any time, and no matter what your sign is or what's your full birth chart, right? So that's beautiful. And then your second oracle message is your love card message. Regardless of whether you're watching this for romantic reasons or insight, right? Or if you're looking at it for platonic or family, friends, that kind of thing. So, anyway, your love message is the wedding card. And it says this situation involves marriage, okay? But what I would say about this card is, for most people, it doesn't mean everybody's going to get married, right? For some, maybe, okay. But it really is talking about a deeper level of commitment within a relationship, okay? So if it's romantic, it could be you guys are now exclusive, or you guys are moving in together, or whatever, okay? If you're already married, it could be you're having kids. If you're done having kids, it can be you're going to retire together, or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it has to resonate for you. But I really feel like this card just talks about a deeper level of commitment. And if it's not anything romantic, you can apply to work partnerships, friends, and family, a deeper level of a relationship with somebody, okay? Or even with yourself, right? You have love for yourself as well, okay? And your last oracle message here, Aries, it's super cute. It's the manatee, and it says, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Okay, you see this cute little manatee in the water here. All right, so that may be a message for some of you guys at this time as well. And if you're more interested in like manatee, you can look up manatee power animal or spiritual significance of a manatee within different cultures, and you can find out more about that. But let's see. I would say that this card, the energy of the manatee, goes with, yeah, I feel like it goes with the Hanged Man in reverse and also the Sun in reverse, right? Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting it. So whatever this information you don't have yet, or enlightenment, or oh my God, now I understand, somewhere deep down inside of you, part of you does, okay? So maybe instead of fighting to understand it in one way, right, with the Hangman in reverse, try to understand it in another way, okay? So that could be a message. And then what else? The deeper level of commitment, the wedding love oracle message could go with the Ten of Cups. Could go with the Temperance card. I mean, yeah, I feel like those two right there, right? Whatever love you're talking about, self-love, romantic love, friends, family, platonic love, the more that you, what does it say? The situation involves marriage. What was I saying earlier? Something about a deeper level of commitment, but the more that you communicate with that person or strive for balance with that person or within yourself, then you will have more like emotional contentment, fulfillment, happiness. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And the last one that we did, all paths lead home. I mean, that's you and the Emperor card, right? Because you are the Emperor, Aries. I really feel like the inner authority, intuition could also be turn your gaze within, could be the sun in reverse as well, since that represents enlightenment. Okay, if you use your intuition and enlightenment and turn within, you see your own inner light come out, and then you could reverse that sun, right? Okay. So those are the messages that I have for you at this time, Aries. Always feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or even on Facebook or privately if you want to shout out and say hi. I always love to hear from you guys. So yeah, so I'm going to take a picture as soon as I sign off here and post it on the Facebook page if you want to take a look at it at a later time. All you have to do is follow the instructions in the description box below and it'll lead you there. Otherwise, I think that's it for today. Anyway, I'll come back tomorrow with some more readings. I'm not sure which ones I want to start with yet, but I'm going to try to do that. So, I said, I think in a couple of the videos lately that I'm going to be having more time in May to start doing more free mini reading videos, as well as, just kind of some different, more fun stuff to switch it up a little bit. So always stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for your support and for your watching and for your energy. And I hope you take care, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.